I always like the story in the gospel for today about the man that was sowing seeds and went to bed, and the next day he woke and the seeds were all sprouting and growing. And I like that story because for me, it's a good reminder that God is always in charge. And I have to admit that I have, on many occasions, worried about my future and worried about if something bad would happen, what I would do. And I realized that I can't control anything in the future, that only God knows that. So now, as I've become older, I try to live each day in the present, and I know that God will take care of the rest. And I know that I can only control the present, meaning hopefully making the right choices, doing the best I can do, and that the rest of it I have to give up to God. So then later on, maybe years down the road, I might realize that what I did in the past ended up being very fruitful and becoming part of God's plan. And I've realized how wise and wonderful God is. And it really wakes me up to, to not to think that my stuff or my work wasn't important back then. And then years later to realize that God worked something wonderful and miraculous with it. For quite some time now, I always have done a morning prayer, and I think about what I need to do that day. And then I ask Mary if she would please offer my plans up to Jesus and ask him to arrange it according to his glory and his honor. And that makes me think of another story in the gospel where there was a wedding and they ran out of wine. So Mary went to Jesus and told him that they had run out of wine. Jesus then told them to all gather up the flasks of water, and they did so. Jesus turned them into a delicious wine. And if you think about just like my plans for today, I may see them as water, but it doesn't matter. When I ask Mary to take them to Jesus, to change them to glorify his name, he turns even my plans into a delicious wine. And I pray every morning, just like many other Catholics do. It's called the morning offering or offertory prayer, asking God to use my work for the day to glorify his name. If you want to know more about some of those morning offertory prayers, I suggest you take a look on the internet. There are tons of them on there. Thank you, and God bless you.